Hello folks! In this video we're going to be talking about how to write gist statements, which are basically just mini summaries. We'll revisit a few poems from our novel Inside Out and Back Again, and continue practicing writing the gist. At the end of this video you will practice writing the gist of a few other poems. Here's our objective for this video. I can identify the main idea of a short text by writing a gist statement. This matters for our class because working to identify the main idea helps you understand the text. Plus, writing the gist of a text shows that you understand it. We will be practicing this skill often. This matters for your life because writing a gist statement is basically a mini summary. If you want to explain something that happened to you or recommend a great movie, you want to be able to tell people about the most important details without going on and on or without leaving important information out. Just give them the gist. Writing the gist involves 3 steps. After we read the text, step 1 is to identify who or what the text is mostly about. This could be a character or characters, like Ha or her brothers. It also might be a topic, like the Vietnam War or Vietnamese New Year. The second step is kind of the most tricky. Here we need to find out the most important information about the who or what from step 1. Questions you should ask yourself are what the character or characters did and why, what important information did we learn about the who or what, and also what is most important about this who or what. The challenge in this step is not only to identify the most important pieces of information, but to write them in your own words. Lastly, we need to put our information together into a short gist statement. Your goal here is to keep it short, but to show the most important details from the text. Let's practice with the poem TV News. As we read it, think about who this poem is mostly about and what is most important about that who or what. All right, from stanza 1. Brother Quang races home from class, throws down his bicycle, exhausted, no longer able to afford gasoline for his moped. Unbelievable, he screams and turns on the TV. I'm going to pause there. So in the first 2 stanzas, Brother Quang has been mentioned twice. I have a feeling this poem will most likely be about him, but let's keep reading to find out and confirm. So he turns on the TV and a pilot for South Vietnam bombed the presidential palace downtown that afternoon. Afterward, the pilot flew north and received a medal. Stanza 4. The news says the pilot has been a spy for the communists for years. The communists captured father, so why would any pilot choose their side? Brother Quang says, one cannot justify war unless each side flaunts its own blind conviction. Since starting college, he shows off even more with tangled words. I start to say so, but Mother pats my head, her signal for me to calm down. All right, now that we've read it all the way through, who is this poem mostly about? Yep, great. This poem is mostly about Brother Quang. Step 1, check. Now let's tackle step 2. What is the most important piece or pieces of information tied to Brother Quang? What does he say, think, do, or feel? So we know from the first 2 stanzas that he races or speeds home and turns on the TV. We know he rushed home, and then in stanza 2 he screams. So things must be tense. What is happening on TV must be pretty important. Let's reread, looking for keywords in stanzas 3 through 5. A pilot for South Vietnam bombed the presidential palace, highlighting these or underlining these keywords, downtown that afternoon. Afterward, the pilot flew north and received a medal. The news says the pilot has been a spy for the communists for years. The communists captured father, so why would any pilot choose their side? So a communist spy has bombed the presidential palace. I also remember that in stanza 8, Ha said he's using tangled words. Yep, it's most important that he speeds home, screams at the TV, and also that he sees that a communist spy has bombed the presidential palace. Awesome. Step 2, check. We know who this section is mostly about and what information is important about that who or what. Last step is to put it together into a complete sentence. So I wanted to keep this, my gist statement, as short or concise as possible. So I combined the details about how he sped home, was screaming at the TV and tangling his words by saying he was tense. All of those details show he was tense. Nice job, everyone. Let's keep practicing. Let's practice again using a poem we haven't read yet. This one is called Eggs. We'll read it one time all the way through and then try to find the gist. As we read, think about who or what the poem is mostly about. Eggs. Brother Coy is mad at mother for taking his hen's eggs. The hen gives 1 egg every day and a half. We take turns eating them. Brother Coy refuses to eat his, putting each under a lamp in hopes of a chick. I should side with my most tolerable brother, but I love a soft yolk to dip bread. Mother says if the price of eggs were not the price of rice, and the price of rice were not the price of gasoline, and the price of gasoline were not the price of gold, then of course Brother Coy could continue hatching eggs. She's sorry. March 17th. Let's start finding our gist statement. What's the first step again? Yep. Finding who or what the text is mostly about. So Brother Coy is mentioned in this first poem, which makes me think it's mostly about him. Mother and Ha are both mentioned, but both are talking to or thinking about Brother Coy. So that confirms this poem is mostly about him. Step 1, check. All right, let's reread this poem again, paying close attention to what is most important about what Brother Coy does, says, thinks, and feels. As we reread, I'll highlight some key words that'll help you complete step 2. Eggs. Brother Coy is mad at mother for taking his hen's eggs. The hen gives only 1 egg every day and a half. We take turns eating them. Brother Coy refuses to eat his, putting each under a lamp in hopes of a chick. I should side with my most tolerable brother, but I love a soft yolk to dip bread. Mother says if the price of eggs were not the price of rice, and the price of rice were not the price of gasoline, and the price of gasoline were not the price of gold, then of course Brother Coy could continue hatching eggs. She's sorry. March 17th. Now you try completing step 2. Doing your best to use your own words, identify 1 or 2 important details about Brother Coy from his poem. See if you can use the underlined keywords to help you. In the step 2 box, I've identified 2 important details about Brother Coy. Yours might be slightly different, and that's okay. How do your important details in step 2 compare to mine? Let's keep working. Now our last step is to put steps 1 and 2 together to form our gist statement. Go ahead and type in your own gist statement, making sure it gives us the main idea or the most important details about the poem, Eggs. All right, what's next, folks? You guys are going to continue practicing this on your own. To access our assignment, you can either try clicking the link that's about to pop up on your screen. We're trying something new here. Or if that doesn't work, you can go ahead to the ELA homepage and, like usual, find the assignment in the list of assignments. This one is called Gist Statement Intro. Use what we worked on in this video to complete this assignment. Each and every one of you are amazing. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. And as always, let us know if you have questions.